Hello. So, kind of fitting because I just looked at my phone and it says my very last episode was actually on self-sabotage, and that's kind of what I'm going to be talking about again today. But literally over the last 2 weeks, this has been such a common theme that I really need to dig into it. And it's not just on the self-sabotage, but it's on habits and consistency with routines. And consistency with routines, because I can even relate it to myself as well as throughout many different journeys with clients in the past as well, until we got to a point, until they moved past it all and we've developed an identity. Until that, if you think about it, you've spent all of these years getting to the place you are now. It's not going to take a month, 2 months, sometimes not even a year or 2 years to override past patterns, past beliefs, past bad habits, and relearn new skills that serve you, new habits, new beliefs, and form a new identity. It is not easy to do that when you've been on repeat or on autopilot, because that's pretty much what it is. Once you develop an identity and habits and skills, a lot of things are a lot of things are done on autopilot. So it takes a lot of conscious effort to break that. And once we start to intervene in these habits that aren't working for you and beliefs that are sabotaging you and all this other, let's just say, junk, and junk space, junk beliefs, junk thoughts, taking up junk space in your brain kind of thing. It's kind of like with training volume, there's a certain amount that's a sweet spot that's going to lead to progress. And then there comes a point where doing anything more is only going to be taking away from you, or just junk volume. And that's kind of the same with a lot of mental masturbation that happens in your head and past beliefs that aren't serving you. It's just junk space that we need to break through. Now, the thing is, once we start to develop these habits, which I'm going to relate to a couple of my clients, which have been starting a morning routine, starting a night routine, writing lists. I will never stop writing lists, and I believe you should never stop writing lists. But the journaling needs to be something that becomes part of you heavily in the beginning. I used to do it all the time, and then my journaling subsided as I didn't feel the need to do it anymore, because it just became natural to me to journal in my head, to journal because I'm a very public person and I share a lot of my life with you guys, because coaching, transformations, studying, lots of studying again. I love studying, and training, nutrition, all this stuff is just my life. So pretty much I'm sharing most of my life with you. It's me and my mission, my passion. And when your passion and your purpose are aligned and you do everything with intent and pay attention to all that you do to keep the focus, then it becomes much more it's a lot more rewarding to actually put in those necessary 1% steps, those little mini goals. And this is another big thing that I harp on about, and that's celebrating your mini wins and not feeling like you should hide just the smallest of wins, because a lot of the time you guys dismiss your wins, but it's nothing much. But I post a lot as it is. But I already mentioned this. I'll be too much. No, you're not too much. In a world where you need to be more, why would you strive to be less? Share more of you. Expand your confidence, expand your pride in yourself, because the more that you do that, the more that you're likely to keep doing it. It's the positive feedback loop. And by doing that, you're acknowledging to yourself how good certain behaviors make you feel. And for a lot of people, it might be the fact they need to keep taking photos of all the meals they eat to keep them on track. Or they need to always put down all their thoughts on a piece of paper. This is something I still do. I put down all of my thoughts on a piece of paper before I sleep. And then I wake up in the morning. There was actually, I'll share the story with you in a second. And then in the morning, go and write your to-do list of everything that you need to accomplish. Now, I actually was getting into a routine and everything was feeling really good, and then I completely forgot about my habits because everything was just going well and I was on top of everything and I wasn't overthinking everything. And then all of a sudden I felt like I was drowning, overwhelmed, like I had way too much on my plate and I had no idea what I was doing. But realistically, I didn't. And it wasn't until I put all of that onto paper every morning to see what it is that I have to do and be able to pick out my priorities, be able to know exactly what it is that's my focus for not only that day, but for that week. Because if I keep revisiting it and then again summarizing it at the end of the day and ticking off my accomplishments list and ticking off my achievements for that day, whether they're small or big, or whether it's just the fact that I was able to change my thought patterns, like, that all pays off. And you're more likely to keep doing it if you realize the benefits of things. Like, if you don't pay attention to benefits, you don't celebrate the benefits, how are you going to continue certain behaviors? You get what I'm trying to say, right? So just because things are working for you and everything's going mighty fine and you're on top of the world and things are organized, don't stop doing the little things, the little habits, the minutia. Because it's the minutia that adds up. Little by little things become great things as long as you keep the focus and keep reminding yourself of that passion and align that passion to your purpose. Now, I'm spitting out a lot of words trying to make you guys get the gist of it without having like a monotonous voice, but I hope that you at least get the importance of continuing habits and celebrating the mini wins and not letting anything slide if it's serving you. Because the second you let something slide, you'll let something else slide. Because my biggest motto for life, honestly, is how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you're going to let one thing slide, then you're going to let other aspects of your life slide. And a good example of this is when I started being very particular with all of my food and tracking everything and saying, I'm the person that tracks everything that I eat and makes sure that I hit my meal plan and my macros. And just by having that mindset of I need to put everything through this, then it makes me more likely to apply that to everything else. Because my training is like a given. I'm always going to put 100% into my training because I've already formed that identity. And in doing that with my nutrition, I was able to say, I'm the person that's going to walk my dog twice a week. And now I've formulated a plan in my week where I get those 2 days of walking my dog every morning. And I shifted my rest days to allow for that, because before, my cardio on my rest day was on a treadmill because I had to go train someone after my treadmill day anyway. So I decided to put it on my rest day when I'm put my rest day on the day that I'm not training anybody. So then I have those 2 days to give to myself in the morning without pretty much having the thought of, I'm not going to be able to enjoy my walk because it's on a treadmill and I'm not living by my New Year's resolutions, whereas my New Year's resolutions took 6 months to finally put into place, and that was to walk my dog twice a week. So that's the thing, just because you haven't accomplished something yet doesn't mean that you have to wait till next year. Keep trying, keep shoveling around things. My main thing with all of my girls is to know how you want to feel, how you want to show up every day, how you want certain things to make you feel, the emotions you want to have surrounding certain things in your life. Like, how do you want to wake up in the morning? How do you want to feel when you wake up in the morning? Do you want to have more energy for your kids? Do you want to have more energy throughout the day? Do you want to feel confident around other people in your dresses? Do you want to enjoy getting dressed up for work, enjoy getting into your gym outfit and looking or fit and athletic in the gym and looking strong and like you actually fit in and like you lift? What is it you have to do every day to then match those feelings? And once you align that, everything falls into place. And it's taken me 6 months to finally get into a routine of walking my dog. It started with once a week, and then after, like, it was once a week for 2 weeks. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to walk my dog on Thursdays too. So I shuffled around my routine so that I can walk my dog on Thursdays and on Sundays. And now it's becoming part of me. And as much as, like, if I want to shove it aside, it's like, no, if I let this slide, that's just saying that my goals aren't important to me. What I want out of my life isn't valuable enough for me to say no. And the more that I push through it and the more that I make it part of me, the easier it will get. And in doing that, there was one day where it was pouring and I still showed up to walk my dog. And we both ended up drenched, but it was the best walk ever because I ended up bursting into a run. And because it was raining, I couldn't use my phone. And because of that, I was just actually able to smell the fresh air. And I love the smell of rain in trees. And because I walk at a park that has like a lake, it has trees, it has everything. It was just amazing to smell it all, not worry about my phone because it was raining, and talking about it and realizing how good it makes me feel. And like I say to myself at the end of every single walk, it's only a 30-minute walk around the park if I walk at my pace, and I walk pretty fast even when I'm using my phone. I'm a fast walker. So I'm like, it takes me 30 minutes to walk around this park. There's no excuses. 30 minutes is nothing out of my day. And I know how good I'm going to feel at the end of it. And I'm upholding a bargain that I made with myself. So that's making me feel good. And I'm more likely to apply it to other aspects of my life. And it could work in reverse. Like, okay, so I'm upholding my ideal of walking my dog twice a week. So now I have to uphold my goal of hitting my nutrition, so then it all aligns, because you can't out-exercise your nutrition no matter what you do. You just cannot out-exercise it. You can be a friggin' athlete training your ass off and still not be able to out-exercise it, because you'll hit a point where you're putting so much systemic, like holistic, from top to toe type of stress, because training is a stress, work's a stress, dieting is a stress, being undernourished is a stress. All of that stuff is a stress. And then probably you're not sleeping properly because you're overworked or you're over-dieted. All that stuff. That stress all accumulates. And your body won't be able to effectively metabolize things. It won't be digesting. You probably won't be pooping properly. Your energy will be shit. And you probably won't even recognize half of the stress that you're experiencing, because you've developed a pain tolerance to it. And it's not until you start getting really sick because your immune system is repressed that you're just like, what the fuck is happening to me? So that's just some food for thought. You can apply it to other areas in life. Like, it's not just being a super athlete. Like, it could be just being a super worker or a super mom, and that could be taking away from you. So yeah, I hope my little ramble there helped, and just keep doing the stuff that makes you feel alive and that makes the end of every day end with a more satisfying note, and don't stop doing it. Consistency is king. Consistency is king. And reaching out and having a support network, having that coach, that mentor, having that friend even, it helps. It really helps. So surround yourself with those people that grow you, support you, and do things because you love your body and because you love yourself. And in doing that, you want the best for yourself, so you're more likely to keep doing the activities that will make you your best self.